Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm very excited, very, very humble and blessed, man. This is our very first podcast. We like to call it the Rod with Remedy podcast. Yes, indeed. Hey, yeah. All right. Nah, man, that's enough of that. But hey, on a serious note, man, this Rod with Remedy podcast is going to take you on numerous rides to numerous places where it's nothing but positivity. Definitely a lot of fun stuff we're going to take you through, and also a lot of knowledge things that I want to either share with you or just drop some jewels with you, man. So mainly what I want to do also is bring a lot of entrepreneurs to the light, to a bigger platform, if you will. Just to get some exposure and exposure to what they already have. So today I'm with a good friend, also, man, a very great person, an awesome cook. Oh my God! If you ever want to just have a challenge, let me try some the best foods out there. What is out there in the Ville, in the city, in the 2-6? Chef Judy got it. Okay, Chef Judy, how you doing today?
All is well. All is well.
Yeah.
I am excited to be here with you today.
Oh yes, thank you. So today, Chef Judy is here with our first interviewer, and she owns numerous restaurants here in Fort Bragg, and also she's also the brand of Let Me Cater to You. When I DJ most weddings, she's there. She's there serving the food. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So listen, I just want to let the people know also that she's been through numerous shows that we're going to talk about in just a few. Also, she met the CEO of Facebook. We're going to get into that in just a little bit. I mean, the whole list. I wrote down a whole bunch of stuff. Even Liz, shout out to Liz, told me a lot of stuff, and I was like, what? Are you serious?
Look, I'm trying to stay humble.
No, hey, all blessings to God. All the blessings. Okay. So look, when did you start cooking?
Look, man, I started cooking at 9 years old. And a lot of people think, you're little. You're a little person at 9. But I've always loved cooking. And not only do I love cooking, I love to eat. So I think, I started cooking because of a need. My mom wasn't there for a period, and I had to cook for my younger brothers and sisters. And from there, I began to love it. And real quickly, I realized that I was pretty good at it. At an early age, I realized I was good at cooking.
Okay. Let me ask you something. What was your first meal that you cooked?
Oh, I don't remember the exact first meal, but I can tell you that fried chicken was in there. Now, chicken legs was in there because, chicken legs were cheap back in the day. Okay. Look, I'm from the streets of Chicago.
Right.
We had to take it easy, It was either that or spruce up some ramen noodles, but definitely fried chicken and macaroni and cheese. That's one of the first things I can remember making and feeling like, this good. Yes.
I don't want to go too far. I don't know if you remember the seasoning or anything.
No, I don't remember. I don't remember what I was doing now. I know what I'm doing now, but I don't remember what I was doing now. But it was tasty.
See, I'm trying to figure out what type of seasoning she has so I can put in my chicken. Listen, the chicken that she makes now, baked, fried, it don't matter. Oh my goodness.
You know what?
Amazing. That's
because I put love in it.
Yeah.
That's the most important ingredient.
It's crazy, man. Love is woo. It's such a wonderful thing, man. It's a wonderful thing. But so when did you start getting into the business of cooking? When did you say, okay, I want to do this. I'm going to take this seriously. I want to take it to the next level. When did that start happening for you?
The business of cooking, I would say, was about maybe 17 years ago. I was working for different establishments. I was actually a cook in the military. And so I went into the Army at 17 years old as a cook, food service specialist. And I was like, okay, I'm pretty good. I'm, not pumping myself up or not gassing myself up. But at 17, I was like, wow, I graduated AIT as honor grad. So I'm meeting all these grown people. And, so I was like, all right. So I stayed in the military for 6 years. After that, I had numerous cooking jobs. And but I opened up a restaurant. My very first restaurant was in Maryland. And I just kind of jumped into it. You know, I didn't know anybody that was doing. You know, I didn't know any chefs that was actually cooking that said, I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna open a restaurant. So, you know, that's just kind of what I had to do. Jump right on into it and been doing it ever since. I started venturing outside the military actually once I got out.
Okay.
Once I got out and decided I'm gonna open up a restaurant and this is what I'm gonna do.
Okay. All right. And so what got you here to actually to Fayetteville and open up these restaurants and food, right? When did you actually first got in Fayetteville?
I've been in Fayetteville for about 12 years now. So I moved here from Tampa, Florida, and I moved to be close to the family.
You was around.
Listen. I've done my share of travel.
And you got to do that, man, because networking. I mean,
absolutely,
networking is important, man. So with whatever you do, cooking, Liz, Jules, doing with the camera, myself. I mean, you gotta network out there.
You gotta get out there. You gotta get out there. And so I was actually the catering chef at Fayetteville State University for a couple years. And so one day I'm going through the numbers. You know, I got a promotion, and so I become the production manager. So I'm going through numbers, and I'm like, man, I made a lot of money. I wasn't hating. But what I realized was that I already knew it was in me because I've always been an entrepreneur. Mm-hmm. But I had to wait my turn, you know, wait till the timing was right. And so I told God, I said, if I can make a quarter of what I made for them, I would be satisfied. Like that would literally be my salary. And I was okay with that. You know, I wasn't about, you know, being greedy and just trying to get out there and make all I can make. I wanted to be comfortable. You know, I have a child, I have a young child. And so I just wanted to be comfortable. And so this November will be 10 years where I stepped out there on faith and said, you know what, I'm gonna start a business. I'm like, man, what's gonna be the name of my business? I'm thinking, I'm trying to come up with something. And then one day I was like, let me cater to you. That's it.
Was that thought about in your mind, or that just came through when you talking about?
You know what? It just popped up in my mind one day. Now a lot of folks ask me, you know, was the inspiration, you know, was Beyonce the inspiration, you know, for Let Me Cater to You? And I gotta say, yes.
Well, okay,
now,
let me ask something. Was it when she was in the award, she did that lap dance to Terrence Howard?
No. No, I'm a good wholesome girl. I closed my eyes at that part. No, but so let me tell you what happened. I used to love the song, you know, the little Destiny's Child. Let me tell you.
I can't. Sorry.
And so I love the song, but what I really loved was what it embodied. Like she catering to her man, willing to do anything for him. Right. And so my thing was, well, I want to do that with this food game. I want to do that, you know. I mean, I want to do it for my man too, but I want to do that with this food. You know, I want you to know that when you come to me, I'm gonna cater to you. So that means whatever I need to do, I'm gonna do it.
Okay.
So, but yeah. So I said, all right, well, let me cater to you. Start making business cards, and you know what? I learned a lot during that time, during the transition from going from, you know, basically corporate to an entrepreneur, you know, small business owner, and it's been a up and down ride as for any entrepreneur, but I wouldn't change it. I wouldn't change it if I had to.
Right. And that's good.
I'm telling.
And speaking about small entrepreneurship, I was able. She actually got me a gig out there at her restaurant in Popefield in Fort Bragg, and she it was a brunch and business, right? Brunch and business, which was kind of like a seminar where it had different vendors, with small and number of small owners, no big companies, just people just trying to network, and that's what it's all about, guys. It's all about networking, and whatever you're doing, small business, you want to get out there. It's not always about the money, because if you're always about money, people look at you like, I don't even know what you do, like, you know.
Yeah.
So, you know, I was able to get, you know, to you gave a lot of knowledge, you dropped a lot of jewels. I just want you to this is a quick recap, because I was so inspired when you got up and was talking to the folks about, you know, how you started, how it's not always about the money, you know, how, you know, you put the word of God in, you know, which is a beautiful thing. I just want you to just let the people know a little bit of that speech.
Oh, I don't even remember. But what I do know is from the heart.
Mhm.
One of the things that I feel is that I'm here. I'm walking in my purpose, and one portion of that is making sure I'm helping back and reaching for my sister. Making sure that we understand that it's not always going to be about profit. Sometimes it's going to be about purpose. And sometimes we won't see the money up front. We get caught up, society, period. We get caught up in how much money I'm going to make, these get rich quick schemes. Entrepreneurship is not a get rich scheme type of situation. You gotta put in work. You gotta put in work. When you want to be successful at it, when you want to get out there, when you want to grow, and that's the goal. Like if you're doing it, to make a difference. You're doing it to make an impact. You're not doing it just for the money, because guess what? Money gonna come and go. But what did you do in between that time? How many people did you help? How many lives did you touch? And that's one of the things that I want to make sure people know about me, is that I'm not just about what I can do for Chef Judy. I'm about what I can do for the next person, so we all can make it. I heard it's lonely at the top. I don't want to be alone at the top. I want to have my people. Whoever that people is, I want them with me saying, hey, we put the work in, we put the time in, we put the blood, sweat, and tears, and this is where it's at.
And it's crazy because when I went to the brothel friendship business, number of women that smile own businesses, people. Like, truly an inspiration. So to y'all women out there listening to this podcast, watching this podcast on social media, whatever you want to do, leave whatever's in the past behind. Go straight forward and reach it, take it. I got that from the church also. I got that from
the church, you feeling churchy right now.
Right?
But let me tell you something though, that a lot of people don't know. 36% of businesses are women owned.
Wow.
Women getting out there. Like, we're doing some things. We're owning stuff. We're buying stuff. And so, when I read stats like that and numbers like that, that's encouraging, and that makes me want to, again, help my sister so them numbers can just keep going up. Like, and one of the things that I also tell people is that entrepreneurship is not for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
But if you got it, you got it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You might take a few bumps and bruises, a couple falls. But if you got it, you got it. You know what I'm saying? It's a matter of getting back up again. You know what I'm saying? So I love, the unity of women in business.
And there was a whole bunch of unity. You talking about. Listen, I don't care what they were selling out there. They were just, you had people that were selling, not even selling, but, there was, one thing big for me that I saw out there was, because, I'm working out now, getting back in shape, and there was people out there, with their vitamins and all that. And they were just networking and just doing different things to just grow their business. It doesn't matter. You just want to go out there, you want to get your business out there first and foremost. And also, man, you just want to network, and you never know what might happen with the next person. That next person might take it to the next level, and that's how your business grows. And that's what I wanted to ask you too. How did your business, like, did you meet anybody or what got your business to where it is now?
So let me tell you something. My why fuels my passion. So when I look at things that I'm doing in business and people that I'm meeting, it all goes back to the why. So, as you know, I was on Child. A lot of folks, we'll talk about that.
We'll talk about it in a few. That's my favorite show.
But I can honestly say, those opportunities. So we're talking about networking and things like that, but even networking to the extent of doing these shows and meeting other entrepreneurs. And, I can't say that there's one person who helped catapult, my business other than God. Like, I can't get nobody but God the credit. You know what I'm saying? Nobody the glory but God. So I can't say it was one person that was just kind of like, I'm going to show you the ropes, because a lot of what I'm doing has never been done before. You know what I'm saying? So I'm out here just learning. I'm grinding. I'm hustling because, I don't have another woman that mentor me and say, hey, come on, let me show you, this is what we're going to do. This is, so I feel like in a lot of ways, I'm that person that's showing other small business owners, like, look, if I can do it, you can do it too,
I guess what it is more like you stood fast, you kept going, you stayed consistent with your work.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You went to Maryland, you went to Tampa, here in Fort Bragg doing your thing. In Chicago, and we're going to jump off the subject a little bit, off the cooking, off the food for a second. So I love food. But the issue that's going on in Chicago right now, there's a show on BET about it. What do you think is going, like, what is your take right now on the issues in Chicago right now?
Right now, I'd have to say it's unfortunate. Like, coming from Chicago now, again, I left at 17 years old. And I chose not to go back. And one of the reasons I decided not to go back, although I love where I'm from, is the violence has always been at an all-time high.
So when you was there, it was still like that?
When I was there, it was like that. It was nothing for you to get robbed. It was nothing for you to, I can remember standing on the bus stop and somebody sticking me up. I can remember as a teenager. You know what I'm saying? Got me for my little hard-earned money. I've been working since I was like 13. So, just out there. But it's really kind of heartbreaking just seeing some of the things that go on, and for that reason, I've chosen not to go back. I've decided that, I don't even go visit that often because I'm about positivity. I'm about, growing. I'm about, and...
But your family's still there, right?
I do have family that's still there. I have family a little bit of everywhere, but a large portion of my family is still in Chicago. Well, the surrounding areas, because a lot of folks have moved out of the inner city. And so, it's just, it's unfortunate just with the violence and all of the craziness we see in the world, or, the things we see on the news. It's never good things, aside from Barack is from, it's from Chicago.
Well, what did you think about that picture that with Barack and president?
Okay, so it made me chuckle. Like, really, really it made me chuckle because I can be kind of silly. And I was like, ain't this something? Because then I saw other pictures and I'm like, man, she don't smile with her own husband. Like, so I was like,
the first lady.
yeah, but,
okay. But, it's a tragedy also all the time. And even on my app, on the news app, it goes off. And every time I see that news app, it's somebody always from a civilian getting shot, a police officer, a deputy getting shot and killed. I mean, it's just tough right now. But as long as we take care of family,
Yeah.
All right, look. Let me tell you. Here's why I wanted to talk about Chop, because home, especially the kids Chop too. The kids Chop is really interesting too. I'm like, man, them kids are getting down.
Man, they can cook.
Yeah, and then you said you was cooking since you was 9. I was just like, oh wow, yeah.
I wasn't as advanced as those little kids on Chop Junior though.
No, but my thing is it's like they they starting at an early age and they love doing what they doing. You can see it in them.
Yeah.
You can see it in them. And then you saying 9 and you was just like, oh man, this could be something.
Absolutely.
Here. So like you said, the love that you have for what you love to do, and it's God's will, go do it.
That's it.
Okay?
That's it.
So one thing that I wanted to ask about Chop, just in case you didn't know, and I ain't trying to put no shame plug. Look, it's on TV. Just look up Chopped. All right, look up Chopped. All right, so it's a game show where they rock for 30 minutes, 3 different courses, which is the appetizer, the dinner, with the entree, and the dessert. And they got like a basket of, let's say you get a basket of lettuce.
So, look, it's just mystery ingredients.
It's just a mystery ingredient, and they could be off the wall ingredients, but they got a kitchen that you can get the stuff that you need in order to make it happen. But you have to include those mystery ingredients with what you about to prepare. So basically, it's crazy. I love it, and then the winner gets some money, and they do their thing. They get on to the next one. So, Chopped. How that started? How did you get on, and how did you become? Was there like a situation where you had to like do like start off with regionals to get to the show, or did you have to submit a video? How to go?
Okay, so basically it was real simple. Somebody posted it on my Facebook. Like, talk about the power of social media, right? Somebody posted it that they were looking for chefs. It just so happened that they were doing a show specifically for military chefs, like, veterans.
Okay.
And so I was like, I ain't putting on no application for CHOP, like, And so maybe like 2 days later, I scrolled back up, like, let me go see that post. So I went and I filled out the application. Now, it's a lengthy application, but I filled out the application, and from there, I got a phone call maybe a couple weeks later, and I was like, oh, okay. And they said, hey, this is the producer from CHOP, and, we want to do an over-the-phone interview. Well, I had my good speaking voice together, so I was ready. So we did the interview. They said, we love your personality. We want to set up a Skype interview, and get some of our folks to contact you. And so we set up a Skype interview, and I gave them all I had, cracking my little corny jokes, you know what I'm saying? I mean, my jokes be funny though. But so I'm telling them about myself, basically telling them not only about food, but just me, even though my life is food. Like, my motto is I speak life through food. And so they were like, we really like you. A couple weeks after that, I get a phone call. They said, hey, we want to bring you to New York. We're going to take care of a stipend for you, I was like, I'm going to Manhattan. I'm about to go compete, because I needed that $10,000,
Give me that.
Look, so I went to New York, and boom, I competed, did the best I could, and I felt good about it.
Man, it's so crazy. Look, I did the same thing, and you were saying like, nah, I'm not going to enter for that. And it was a DJ battle I entered, and I said, man, it was 5 minutes, man. I didn't have 5 minutes. I had to come up with a routine. And then my good friend, the lady, she told me to submit that one that's on Instagram. And I said, I ain't gonna submit that one. Next thing you know, I did it. That morning, I got an email that you was the last contestant entry and going to New York. We were battling Brooklyn. I didn't get it, but get the win. But I mean, hey. That was a lot of exposure. I got phone numbers with Hot 97. I mean, it's all about the exposure, So I know CHOP. That was tremendous exposure.
Sometimes the win is not even what's important, and that's one of the things I've had to learn is that your win can come later. Like, the opportunity is what was golden, So just to be able to go and shoot for nothing else to say you win, you got a chance to compete. Not too many people can say that, First of all, not too many people have it in them to even compete, like, because that take a lot of confidence. It takes something out of you to say, well, I'm gonna go do it knowing that I could win, but also knowing that I could lose. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes we're a little prideful. We don't want to lose, but Fantasia say sometimes you gotta lose to win.
Hey, man, Michael Jordan and LeBron, they didn't win it the first time, so
listen.
Right, so hey. Get down, fall down 7, get up 8.
That's it.
That's it. Shot Denzel. All right. So, and also you was in another game show, Cutthroat Kitchen.
Cutthroat Kitchen.
So tell me about that.
Cutthroat Kitchen is also on the Food Network, and I went same process. Had to fill out all this paperwork and Skype interviews and all of that. Well, I got there. They actually filmed in Hollywood. So they sent for me. I'm talking, they had me a card there, had the driver dressed up with my name on a little card. I was fancy. So I got there and competed, and all went well, and I was like, man, I could do this. Just seeing the behind the scenes things. Now, unfortunately, with Cutthroat Kitchen, before my episode aired, they cut the show. I don't know why. Still don't know why, but they so it went off air, and so I never got a chance to see that episode. but I still can say that I went. I still have the experience. I still have those, you know, just moments where it's like, wow, this is surreal. You know what I'm saying? That
Hollywood of all places.
Hollywood, like, you know, I'm down there with the stars, you know. So, you know,
I mean, find out how much it gets to go to Hollywood, Google.
Listen.
Find out how much them flights is. I'm telling you.
Look, I said I'm just a G-list celebrity. You know, I'm down here with these people on the real stars. You know, I'm walking, you know, up the boulevard like, you know, so awesome experience even in that. You know,
get a chance to go to Rodeo.
I did, cause you know I had to be fancy too. You know, I went little Jimmy Choo, little, you know,
It's a little bit now.
Gucci. I'm not saying I bought anything, but I'm saying I went.
Right,
you know?
right. Look, when I get to Rodeo, I'm taking me a picture. I'm gonna act like I bought some Gucci, some Prada, or something. I'm telling you.
You know, but I was acting like I belong, and sometimes you just gotta fit in. You know, you don't have to be out of place, because guess what? If I keep on working, I'll be able to go in those stores, and it won't be a problem to spend and do what I want to do. You know. I mean, I'm not saying I can't do it right now, but you know, I don't.
I remember you was telling me a story that you know, on how you got your, if you wanted to share on how you got the, you know, got the truck situation, how you got your truck and everything.
Man, so look, here's the deal. So I went to compete for Chopped, and I mean, they can take a look. Y'all can take a look on Netflix. It's on there, Military Salute, on Chopped. Well, unfortunately, I did not win. So I didn't walk away with the $10,000.
Right.
You know, I wasn't disappointed, because I was so excited about the opportunity to go there and meeting the judges and being in the Food Network kitchen and things like that. None of that mattered. But it would have it that when I got back, maybe a couple weeks later, I got a phone call, and they were like, "Hey, you know, we need you to cater for like a video shoot." I'm like, "Video shoot? You know, it's not for that many people, but I'll do it." Okay, cool, I'll do it. Well, like the day before, we find out that the video shoot is craft services for J. Cole. So I'm like, wow, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, cause some people would have been like, I ain't doing that, ain't no money. They, like, because it's, you know, we're thinking that it wasn't for that many people.
They're not thinking about the like, it's just like they see what they see, but it's not, they're not thinking, right? Like, it could be something deeper than that.
It could be something so much deeper, to the point where now you're getting contacts, you know.
Right.
And so so now this is craft services, meaning we're there for breakfast, lunch, dinner, the snacks, everything for several days, you know. And this was his power trip video, so which was filmed right here in Fayetteville. So I thought that was pretty cool, like, you know.
Right.
That was
J. Cole Miguel.
that was cool. So even the behind the scenes, like, just people just really doing what they love, and just kind of seeing that. But what ended up happening was, although it was J. Cole, and I probably would have did it for the low, because for the opportunity, let's be real, like, you know what I'm saying, just kind of like, man, J. Cole ate my food, you know. But do you know that they didn't ask for any discounts? They wasn't looking for, you know, because he's a celebrity, you should do it for free. It just so happened that the money that I made from being able to cook that weekend, I was able to buy my first catering truck. So again, you can't give up on things that are like, you know,
set it up or
man,
anything?
God really set that up, because I was thinking like I was gonna get this catering truck because I was gonna win that $10,000, but that wasn't God's plan, you know. But then he would turn around and use a secular artist, you know. Now at this time, I knew who J. Cole was, you know, but I can't say I was rocking to his music like that. Like, you know, I'm just being real. I can't say that, you know. But at the power trip I was, because I was like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Hey, but you know, so when people say things like, you know, this off subject, but when people say things like, J. Cole don't give back, J. Cole ain't doing nothing, you know, you never know how folks are impacting behind the scenes, you know. So I can say, you know, that was one of the things that kind of shifted, you know, during that same time of the season of Chopped and everything. But that shifted my business, because now I got me a catering truck. I can pick up larger gigs. I can, you know, I'm just a little bit more legit, you know, than the SUV I had. And so again, it was something that was necessary in order for me to grow,
Yeah.
you know. And so shout out to J. Cole. Appreciate that.
And I think that's how it's catapulted. Not J. Cole catapulted your career, but I think like you went through that suffering with not getting the win at Chop, and you know the cutthroat that it didn't get on air, and it probably and probably for others it might frustrate them. But when you got there again, then you thought for a second like, man, this is a little video shoot, and then you went there. You said you pushed through. Your mind pushed through.
Absolutely, and let me tell you what happened. Because we did such a good job, we got booked for another one of his gigs like soon after that. They were like, man, you know, so we had producers on his set that was shouting us out on his Instagram, on his Facebook. Hey, if you're in Fayetteville, make sure you book Let Me Cater to You. And again, so now you're talking about networking on a whole different level.
Yeah.
You know, you're talking about, you know, these people who are in position to make decisions. That's what I want. I want to deal with people who are in position to make decisions that can say, hey, book them.
Right.
You know, who got the money to say, let's get them on board. Let's call them up, you know.
Yeah. I remember when we were talking about something. Matter of fact, out here before we even started, and we was, what was we saying? Oh my goodness. You know, you get those brain farts, you just be like, listen, we was talking about how, when you was mentioning about toothpaste, how Colgate, Crest, Arm & Hammer, those are the names that you know as far as, you know, okay, what toothpaste brand. And I remember you was telling me when people want to talk about food or who to get for their event or whatever, Let Me Cater to You should be included into the
absolutely.
Just like if I'm DJing, DJ Remedy needs to be included into it.
When you going with somebody saying, oh man, I need a DJ, you want people to automatically think DJ Remedy. You know, now they may know personally 5 or 6 DJs, but you want that to be one of the first ones they think, and that's how I am about Let Me Cater to You and the Chef Judy brand. I want people to, when they think about food, I want to think about Chef Judy. When they think about food, catering, lunch, brunch, when they think about eating, I want them to think of Let Me Cater to You. Even if we're closed, I want them to think about us and, you know, go where you go. But the thought that, you know, I'm building my brand and I'm putting a lot into building the brand, you know, and that's the same thing Colgate had to do, you know, because they know they're competing with AIM, they know they're competing with, you know what I'm saying, some other, you know, off-brand or even some good brand, if you will, but I just say that to say Colgate is a household name. You know, Dawn is a household name. You know, so people like what they like, but some names are just household. I want Chef Judy to be right up in your face.
There you go.
You know, I want Let Me Cater to You to be right up in your grill when you thinking of food, when you're thinking of, I need a caterer. I don't care if it's a backyard barbecue. I don't care if it's your daddy's picnic. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. I don't care what it is going on. Give us a chance. I want to cater to the folks.
And our last thing, folks, I remember if you still tuned in, CEO of Facebook, Mark. Oh my God, I keep forgetting this. What's his last name? How you say
Zuckerberg.
Zuckerberg.
Hi, good to meet you. Thank you for having me.
You look good. You doing fantastic. Let me get out. Hey, can we take a picture?
Of course.
Zuckerberg.
Look, that's a rich last name right there, though.
Oh yeah. Look, he came to Port Bear Force Base, talked to Chef Judy. Tell us about that. Tell us about that experience.
Look, so I got a phone call. See, I'm thankful for technology. Really, I am. Got a phone call. They had already scoped me out, you know, but due to a couple folks recommending us, and that goes back to what we were saying about the branding thing, we got recommended by 2 different people that was like, if you're looking for a caterer on Fort Bragg or in Fayetteville, this is who you need to call. We got a phone call from a young lady, and she says, hi, my name is such and such, I'm looking for Chef Judy, I'm from Facebook. Like, Facebook? You know, I love me some Facebook, so I thought it was a joke, you know, initially.
You from Facebook? What's your name?
Somebody trying to prank me, ain't
Right.
So she said Mark Zuckerberg will be, you know, on Fort Bragg next week, and he need a place. He want a place who's veteran owned to dine at. I said veteran owned, small business owner. I fit the category. We welcome them with open arms. And so let me tell you again, you know how I talked about with J. Cole and, you know, being celebrity and how, you know, didn't want anything for free. Now, you know, me being a Facebook fan, I I would have fed Mark Zuckerberg for free.
Word.
I would have fed him and his team.
Word,
now
word.
I'm just gonna be honest.
Right.
Do you know they paid in advance and left a tip? People don't even leave tips no more.
What?
You know. So
Listen, if a waitress ain't doing me right, oh, she ain't nothing.
So let me tell you what was bananas. They didn't ask us to sign a non-disclosure, but what they asked us was just not to put it out to the public.
Right.
And as bad as I wanted to, just because I'm on Facebook every day.
Yeah.
Like I'm literally, so I'm a fan, and they came on down and came through the line. He didn't want special treatment. He wanted to come through the line just like everybody else do. He wanted to get an authentic dining experience with Let Me Cater to You. He took a few moments, we talked. I'm just saying behind the scenes, for somebody, he don't have to do that. I'm just a small business owner. You know what I'm saying? When I say just, I don't take away from what I do, but I'm saying when you compare, a Mark Zuckerberg, you know what I'm saying?
That's big.
That's major.
That's where everybody got their. He's the.
It's the Facebook
It's like Tom
man,
on
It's right. So I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Yeah.
came down, ate a meal. So now I'm taking pictures with Mark Zuckerberg. I'm chopping it up. You know what I'm saying? He asking questions. I'm telling him what I know. I wish I would have asked him to give me some of the free ads, but
Right.
I didn't do that. I was acting like I had some sense. Time and place, everything.
Right.
But I was just so excited about him, him and his team selecting Let Me Cater to You because they could have went anywhere. We're in Fayetteville. There's a lot of small business owners who are veterans, type of thing. But they saw something in Let Me Cater to You because you already know they went to my page. They went to check me out. They ain't just jump on like
they had a research, see who you was.
Right, exactly. So so that was amazing. That was an amazing experience because not just because it was just Mark Zuckerberg, but he's so humble. Mm-hmm. And many of us, we get a couple dollars and we high and mighty. You know what I'm saying? Right? We acting.
Buying Pradas, Gucci.
Listen, this man was so humble. He walked up in there with tennis shoes, jeans, a sweatshirt.
Chilling.
Just being himself.
Chilling.
You know what I'm saying? And so even in that, I'm just kind of like, wow, you don't have to be all extra if that's not you. Mm-hmm. Like when you're your authentic self, you know what I'm saying? Nobody can touch you.
And I had to learn that a long time ago, and I'm grateful that I got to that level where, hey, I need to be more humble. Hey, I need to stop being more selfish. I mean, I'm still learning that now, matter of fact, And I was saying, I'm not selfish. I'm not that. But when a couple people was telling me, yeah, you being selfish. Hey, what you just did right there was selfish. I had to say like, wait a minute, hold on. And it was crazy because like, it wasn't like one or two people that say it. Once it gets down to okay now, if a couple people start saying I'm selfish, I need to change it up.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm grateful that I'm able to see that in myself, and I want to do something about it, and I want to get better as a person. So I understand.
That's what's up, especially now. In times when people are like, well, this is just me. This is who I am. But sometimes you're just you is not the best you.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
right.
And if you're striving for greater, you gotta do better.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Chef, before we get up out of here, before we end this, is there anything that you want to say to anybody that's listening out there on our podcast page? Anybody that's viewing this on social media right now? Is there if they're a small business owner, entrepreneur, or just a dreamer, what would you tell to those folks out there that need to take it to the next level? What would you tell them?
DJ Remedy, I have to tell them, focus. I know you hear this often, but follow your dreams. So many people, in the gravesite with their dream. Give it all you got. It's so easy to just fall back when a couple things happen, when life happens, and when, situations arise that's out of your control. Find something within and dig deep and go for it. I mean, it's so much out there. And one of the things that I tell people often is that it's enough out there for everybody. So when I see other people getting it, I'm cheering them on. Whether I got it or not, I'm cheering them on. If I don't have it, then I'm cheering them on because I'm like, man, I gotta be next. If I have it, I'm like, that's what's up because I want you to get it. It's so much. It's so many resources out there. It's enough money out there. It's enough. You have to put the time and work in, but it's so worth it. it's so worth it.
Chef Judy, thank you so much, man. I appreciate you. This is a humbling experience. Our first podcast with Chef Judy. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. This has been cool.
Yeah, hey man, I love it, man. Hey man, so until next time, man, stay tuned for all the other Rod Remedy podcasts in the future. If you're listening right now, you can check us out on our podcast page right now. Also, if you're on social media, Panamanian Prince, also Fox 99, also YouTube, Rod Remedy, DJ Remedy 2K3, and just check us out, man. And I got you, I'm telling you, we're gonna take rides all up and down the East Coast, local, of course. We're gonna start local and then eventually venture out, and you never know where this could take us. So enjoy the ride and stay tuned for the next one. Yeah.